What's going on, everyone? Yes, there's another toy review, and yes, the man that stands in front of you is the one and only Daredevil. Now, this particular version of Daredevil is the Shadowland version, which comes from a series of comics. Now, if you've never heard of this particular one, I would say go on YouTube. You can look at the digital comics, and it'll pretty much explain all the way up to the point that he gets this black suit. The black suit practically is him going bad. That's all I would say. I'll just leave it up to you to go actually look about it. Other than that, this figure is made by Mezco, and I must say, I only own two Mezco figures. I own him. I'll be owning the Punisher whenever it drops, and I'm waiting on my red one to come in, and I own Dread. And so far, every figure I have so far between the Dread and this particular figure, I'm happy with. They did a damn good job. Mezco is really knocking out these DC and Marvel figures. They're doing such a great job with the scope, the look. And what I'm really happy with is that even though they have like this mixed material going on, and it may be skin tight to the actual figure itself, but it doesn't really hinder that bad. It actually does pretty damn good. It works with it really well, where most of the time with figures like this, you have to be concerned about how much posability you actually have with the figure. I did have that problem somewhat with my Dread. Dread was very stiff. Couldn't really get him into the no dynamic poses, where in this particular figure I can actually nail that without a problem. So I'm really liking this new look. And what I did notice what they did differently, and they kind of did it throughout the other figures as well, not just Daredevil. They mixed it where they put a more cotton material under the arms and between the legs to cause the legs to be able to spread, or the arms to be able to spread out. So nothing is actually stopping him from posing. Where the Dread figure, since his suit was all that fake pleather, or I'm sorry, fake leather, it caused him to be stiff, where you really couldn't raise the arm up or move the arm certain ways due to it was hindered because it was all the same material. So you don't actually get that problem with this Daredevil figure. But that's a full 360. As for height comparison, here's a realization version of Spider-Man. So Daredevil, I believe, is about 7 inches tall. The Spider-Man runs about 8 inches tall. So that's the height difference there. Body width is really much the same. It's just mainly just height. Head is a little bit larger, but you can actually still have them fight against each other to use Spider-Man as somebody else, or whatever the case may be. So that is the actual size. Now, as for accessories, Mezco normally knock the accessory list out of the park, which in this case they did it again. I'm really happy with what you get, even though Daredevil really doesn't come with much as a character. Even in the books, they made him look really nice, and they did a damn good job on what they gave him. So he get a total of 8 set of hands. I'm sorry, 6 set of hands, not 8. You get a total of 6 set of hands, and you're gonna get, let's go ahead and focus real quick. So you get like the kind of like the action hand, nice texture on the inside of the palm. You can even see the threading go throughout the hand. Really nicely done. So you get that hand. You're going to also receive a hand that holds the weapon, which is really nice. Be careful, because one thing I did notice is that his index finger and his thumb is actually glued together. They don't separate, even though this section here can move back and forth. So just be careful with that. So you get that type of hand, and you're going to get a set of that as well. You're going to get a set of this gesture. Now, this gesture can be used as 2 different things, or seen as 2 different things. At first I thought it was just him throwing his weapon like you normally do. You see him bouncing off walls sometime. This hand is actually, I believe, if I'm not wrong, it's the gesture he did in the book when he sick the hand on some people. So you actually get that hand as well, or a set of those hands. Then you get more relaxed hands, where they're more sprawled out, also nicely sculpted, nicely detailed. Looks really, really well. You're going to also get these hands that I kind of don't know what the hell you would consider these, just because they're kind of weird. But it works. You get a set of those. So, like I said, you get a nice amount of hands there. You're going to get his sticks, of course, or batons, or however you want to call them. I don't want to call them nothing too crazy. I just look at them as some sticks he whip your ass with. But you're going to get these nicely painted, nice and clean. So you get that. And what's nice, they do actually fit on him. So I'm really, really digging that. So I'll put one of these in there real quick. Let's move the arm out the way. So you can actually see how snug everything works. Alright, and there you go. Fits nice and flush. Looks really good. Doesn't get in the way of the arm movement. It's great. Alright, then you're going to receive another set, but this time they have opposable wire in them. So you can bend this wire any way you want to kind of flow with him. So that's really nice. You're going to get a baggie to put his accessory in. Kind of like a Figma bag almost. You're going to receive a stand that has DD on it. Nice and clean paint job on it with the neck of the stand. And what's cool about this, I'll bring it back a bit and I'll focus for y'all. There we go. This pretty much pose to represent kind of how you see in the comics where his senses is going crazy, kind of like how Spider-Man got spider senses, but it's that particular effect, which I do like the fact that it's translucent red. You can see straight through it, and you pretty much stand him like that, so it gives that illusion as if he's having that effect going on. So really, really nice. The mount itself works really well with him. The way that's mounted is clipped onto this, and that has a separate neck and arm. So really nice touch. Now as for articulation, let's bring this back down. Daredevil has really nice articulation. He can look left and right, of course. He can look about that far down, that far up. Really, really nice. He can tilt. Really nicely done. His arms have the butterfly in it, so you can see the shoulder moving forward and back, like so. He can't do a full 360 due to the fact of material. He can go about that far, which is pretty damn good. Be in a situation in case. You go about that far up. Just don't want to push it too much because you don't want to tear nothing or any threading. But like I said, because they put a different fabric in it, kind of help you. Arm can go about that far. Alright. He has a swivel at the bicep that you can move around. Double jointed elbow. Really, really nice bend. The pad is glued onto the material, so it just looks really, really good. On the wrist, it is on a swivel joint. Or on the peg, rather. So you can do a full rotation. You really can't do the whole bend down and up or side to side, even though that part can do it. The fact that his wristbands kind of get in the way. Now what you can do, the wristbands are able to rotate around. You can rotate these. These are separate from the suit itself, so you can actually pull those off if you wanted to, which I don't think you would, but you can, just to let you know. So you can actually pose these wristbands to your liking when you're taking photographs. Alright. As for the abdomen, he go about that far back. What I do like, they wasn't lazy. You can see they scoped it under the suit, so he still have a muscular body. You can see the abs under there. You can actually tilt about that much to the side, about that much to the other side. You go about that forward, so you get a nice little crunch. Then he have a waist joint, okay, that goes about that far forward, that far back, this much to the side, that much to the side. His belt itself is completely separate, which I really, really like, so it's not hindering nothing or getting in the way. you move it accordingly. All right, now going to the legs, he can kick about that far forward. Can't go back because he actually have sculpted butt cheeks that prevents it. He can go out that much dealing with this particular leg. He can go out further if the sticks is not in the way, because it actually bumps directly into the ribs. But without the sticks, actually, I might be a liar, he can't go out that much further. So he ain't getting that much. All right, and it's due to the suit by the look of it. Now you do have a swivel at the top of the thigh, double jointed knees, really nice bend, nothing's hindering due to the material, works really well. You actually have a rotation in the ankle. You can go about that far up, that far down. You really can't rock side to side too much. You just get a little bit. It helps, but not that much. But overall, like I said, I'm really happy with this figure. So it's nothing that you really can't do on making a good pose. Like, he actually does everything you need him to do, nailing just certain movements or whatever the case may be. So I must say, Mezco, once again, I'm very happy with the product that I received. They did such a great job. So if you had any idea to actually want to get him, I would say definitely go for it. It's a great figure. For it to be 80 bucks, I like it. I like it a whole lot. So I know the red Daredevil came with the beat up face, and I think something else, can't really remember. So just knowing how dope this figure was, I'm really looking forward to that figure as well. But that is my review on Daredevil. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Please continue to check out my videos and continue to collect, and don't forget to subscribe and like, and y'all have a great one. Take care.